It all started with an innocent dinner party. At least, that's what Olivia thought. Olivia had been married to Mark for 7 years. Their marriage wasn't perfect, but it was stable. Mark was a corporate lawyer, always busy, always tired. Olivia, on the other hand, had once been full of life, adventurous, passionate, but over the years, routine had dulled her. She found herself craving excitement. That's when she met Ryan. Ryan was Mark's best friend from college. He had recently moved back to town after a divorce and started spending a lot of time at their house. He was different from Mark, wild, spontaneous, and flirtatious. Every time he came over, Olivia felt a spark that had long been missing in her marriage. One evening, Mark invited Ryan over for dinner. They drank wine, laughed, and reminisced about their college days. But Olivia couldn't stop noticing how Ryan's eyes lingered on her just a little too long, how his hand brushed against hers when he passed her the wine bottle. Later that night, after Mark had fallen asleep in the living room, Olivia went to the kitchen to clean up. That's when she felt a presence behind her. "Ryan, you look beautiful tonight," he whispered, his breath warm against her neck. She should have pushed him away. She should have walked out of the room. But instead, she let him touch her, let him run his fingers down her arm, let him press his lips to her neck. That night was the beginning of something dangerous. At first, it was just stolen moments, late-night texts, flirtatious glances, brief touches when no one was looking. But soon, it became more. One afternoon, Mark was out of town for a business trip. Olivia told herself she was just inviting Ryan over for a drink. But the moment he walked through the door, she knew there was no turning back. They barely made it to the bedroom. Clothes were ripped off, hands explored. He lifted her onto the kitchen counter, his hands gripping her thighs as she moaned his name. "Tell me how much you want this," he murmured against her lips. More than anything, she gasped. For the next few months, they continued their affair. They did it everywhere: the shower, the car, even in the very bed she shared with her husband. The risk only made it more thrilling. But secrets don't stay hidden forever. Mark's son from his first marriage, Jason, was 19. He had always been polite to Olivia, but kept his distance. That changed one night when Olivia was home alone. Jason came home unexpectedly early from college. He found Olivia in the kitchen, wearing only a silk robe. She was startled, but instead of looking away, Jason's eyes darkened with something else. "You think I don't know?" he said, stepping closer. Olivia's heart pounded. "Know what?" "I've seen you with Ryan," he whispered. "I've heard you. I've seen the way you look at each other." Her breath caught in her throat. Jason smirked. "You know, I've always thought you were sexy." She should have told him to stop. Should have run upstairs and locked the door. But when he reached out and touched the belt of her robe, teasing it open, she didn't move. The next day, she swore it was a mistake. Swore she'd end it with Ryan, but it was already too late. Mark was planning a surprise birthday party for Olivia. Friends, family, even Ryan was invited. Olivia tried to act normal, but she felt like she was drowning in guilt. And then, right in the middle of the party, Jason stood up. "I have a gift for you, Olivia," he said, smirking. He turned on the TV. Security footage from their home appeared on the screen. Olivia felt the blood drain from her face. It was her and Ryan. Kissing, undressing, in her own bedroom, gasps filled the room. Mark's face twisted in horror. Ryan stood frozen. And then Jason added, "Oh, and that's not all." She fucked me too. The room exploded. Mark lunged at Ryan, fist flying. Olivia tried to speak, but Mark turned on her, his eyes filled with disgust. "You disgust me," he spat. And just like that, her perfect life crumbled. Mark filed for divorce the next day. Ryan disappeared from their lives. Jason? He never spoke to Olivia again. She lost everything, and the worst part, she had no one to blame but herself.